Fallout is one of those worlds.
Do you guys play? Are you gamers?
I'm not a gamer.
I am
Yeah.
So I grew up a video game nut. Stopped, and recently, like within the last couple of years, have restarted.
Really?
And it is like the only thing I really genuinely enjoy doing, outside of like hanging out with my kids and shit. Like personally for me,
Yeah.
I love gaming. And
Is
so
it an escape for you?
yeah,
Is it a way
big
to
time, big
relax?
time. And like hours just like melt off. I'll be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god, I was just playing for like 5 hours. It's 3 a.m. Like,
Yeah.
oh, what just happened? Like
Yeah.
time travel.
Yeah.
But when I have the I'm lucky in that I have like I have like 2 decades of games that are new
Wow.
to me, So I'm like,
of
I'm always just
course,
saying,
going
like,
back.
hey, what should I play? And Fallout was at the top of like every list.
Wow.
And so I just dove into that, and I can understand why it has a whole universe around it, and why it's such a, it's not cult classic because it's so big, but there's a cult following, Where you
And it's been around. It's been around for. I mean, it is. Kind of that first immersive.
first-person
gaming
world
experience.
Yeah.
Right. And it's one of the biggest games in the
Ever.
world. And look, if we were doing an adaptation of Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong on Amazon, Walton Goggins, I would have some
do it a little
context
short,
for
do
it.
a little-
But no, I'm not. My gaming days have been gone for a really long time. On the other side of Galaga. But my son is a big Bethesda fan, and he plays Elder Scrolls.
Yep.
And so I talked to him about it, but I wasn't. Knew about the game. Everybody kind of knows about the game if you're talking with just anyone in his crew.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really know the story, and I didn't know what it was about. And when this opportunity came my way, and this long conversation that I had with Jonathan Nolan and Geneva and Graham Wagner, our writers. That they asked that question, and I thought, no, I've never played it, and I don't think I'm going to, if that's okay. I really don't want to know anything about this game, because I do believe that there needs to be somebody at the table that isn't influenced by the need to honor certain aspects of this story ongoing. There needs to be another kind of voice in that conversation, because there were enough people
Plenty of
there
people
that
that
was
did.
going to
Yeah.
get that
Yeah.
right.
Right.
And Jonah's a big player, and Graham Wagner's a huge player of the game. And I just wanted to keep us honest, as honest as we possibly can, about what's happening to these people.
Yeah.
And it's I love it. I've seen 3 episodes now, and it was an epic undertaking. Like, if you read it on the page, you're like, how the fuck are we going to pull this off?
Dude,
Like,
making
what does he
those
have in his
worlds come
mind?
to life. And,
Yeah,
and you
but
have
it's
a fan
not-
base that wants everything to be perfectly right, but you gotta make it good for
but
the...
it's not, it's not a retelling of a season or of the game Fallout. It's its
Right.
own story
Yeah.
within the Fallout
Sure.
universe,
Sure.
and it's this kind of subversive, absurd, satirical, comedic tone to it that is a part of the game. It's inherent in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not reinventing the wheel. That's in the game,
Yeah.
built into the DNA of it. But I've never seen a world like this, and use comedy, use humor the way that we're using it on Fallout.
Right.
Mind you, when there are real consequences in this show, and as the story evolves over time, when it lands emotionally, it really lands. And but there's an accessibility through humor that was such a fucking joy to be a part of. They really struck a nice balance between, I think, what the fans are expecting, and people that aren't familiar with the game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that